Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6.
Thanks for being with us here for 4 News Now at 6 o'clock. It's been a very drizzly weekend here in the Inland Northwest, but we are tracking some drier conditions on the horizon here. We'll send things over to meteorologist Matt Gray right away here for a closer look at what's ahead.
All right, Jordan. And yeah, we started off with snow. We got some rain. We got even a little bit more snow last night in a few areas. And now a drier weather pattern is moving into the Inland Northwest. And this time of year, you know what that means. It means we're going to be talking about fog. And we've got some fog we're tracking right now across the Palouse. You can see a little bit in the streetlights here in Colfax, but especially on 95, Lewiston Hill. You could barely see the lights just down the road here from the camera. So it is, there's some pretty thick fog out there. Visibility's actually improved here in the last hour in the Pullman, but we're going to see those patches of thick fog move in and out as we head throughout the night. Look at the visibility in Spokane now at the airport down to about a mile. We've got a dense fog advisory in place. That will go until noon Monday, so that's for all of Whitman County down into the Pomeroy and the Stoughton areas, and then on the Idaho side of the Palouse as well. So Pullman, Moscow, and other Palouse community folks, just keep it easy out there in the morning. You're going to have to do a little bit of window scraping too, with temperatures getting down towards freezing. So we'll have the fog tonight and more to come in the days ahead. We'll have a hint of sunshine as well coming in for the back end of Monday. It'll be our best chance to see some sun out of the entire week. And then we've got some showers coming in for Friday. We'll go through your forecast, get you ready for the new week coming up.
Looking forward to it, Matt. Thanks for that. And 49 degrees north had some electricity restored again. The mountain resort closed the lodge today because of a power outage. Disappointing news for skiers and snowboarders who were hoping to maybe get to the slopes in Chewelah this morning. But local Avista crews helped restore the power just before 4 this afternoon. The lodge will be open and operational again on Monday, and anyone who purchased a lift ticket for today, January 5th, should contact the resort's ticketing department to receive a snow check voucher. An unusually warm winter has cranked up the Spokane River's flow and water levels. Experts warn that could spell a little bit of trouble for summer fun. Hunter Bertram is here to show us how this wet weather could leave our river low this summer.
If you've noticed the Spokane River moving a little faster, it's not your imagination. As we know, the Spokane River ebbs and flows. The water is slow moving in the summer and fast in the winter and spring. But the lack of snow we've seen this winter could have a domino effect on what we see in the summer months.
So the rain that's falling right now should be snow.
The river usually relies on a healthy snowpack, but with mostly rain falling across the region this winter, that snowpack hasn't yet formed in many areas.
What it does is creates lower flows in the summer, and that impacts recreation and it impacts fish in our river.
Jules Schultz studies the Spokane River for the Spokane River Keeper. He says the water is currently flowing at an above average level right now. It's not an issue now, but later on it could be.
In a snowpack driven system, you're always looking to the mountains, and we're lucky to have snow for our ski resorts and some snow left up there for our springtime flows. Our mid-mountain snowpack, really below those ski resorts, is almost non-existent.
Schultz explained that without snow at lower elevations, there won't be any melt to flow into rivers in warmer weather, creating a summer runoff gap. That gap could drive lower water levels, affecting recreation like tubing, kayaking, and paddleboarding. Also fish.
Low flows impact fish in our river because they have smaller areas to live, right? And so they're all squeezed into one little spot, and they need food then.
It also makes them more vulnerable to diseases that could spread rapidly due to close density. Schultz mentioned that an aquifer does supply some water to the river, so obviously if it becomes dangerously low, there's options to fix that. However, it's also the same aquifer we rely on for our everyday water needs. In Spokane, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
All right, some good information there. A man was arrested this morning in Chewelah after leading deputies on 2 chases in Spokane County on Friday. It was during one of these chases, 36-year-old Justin Van Slyke hit a patrol car and attempted to run over a deputy in Spokane Valley. Spokane County Sheriff's Office alerted Stevens County deputies that they believe Van Slyke was headed towards Chewelah and possibly armed. On January 5th, Stevens County Sheriff's learned Van Slyke was at a home in Chewelah. Deputies blocked off the streets nearby and surrounded the home. Van Slyke has been booked into jail in Spokane County on several felony charges. On Monday, the Spokane City Council will vote on a proposed construction project that's meant to make the road safer around Stevens Elementary. The most visible change will be at the intersection of Mission and Magnolia, where crews will put in a new enhanced crosswalk with a pedestrian hybrid beacon system. Money to pay for the nearly $1 million project will come from a Washington state grant and the Arterial Street Fund. President Biden will head to New Orleans on Monday to attend a vigil in honor of those killed and injured during the New Year's Day vehicle attack. The president is expected to speak during the vigil. Today, investigators released new video and new information about the deadly attack in New Orleans' French Quarter on New Year's Day, where 14 people were killed and dozens more injured. Here's ABC's Christiane Cordero from New Orleans with the latest on the investigation.
During an update today, the FBI says they still believe Shamsuddin Jabbar, the man suspected in that deadly New Year's Day attack in New Orleans, acted alone.
We have not seen any indications of an accomplice in the United States, but we are still looking into potential associates in the U.S. and outside of our borders.
Authorities confirmed the suspect traveled to Cairo, Egypt in 2023, and that he also traveled to Ontario, Canada that same year.
This investigation is crossing state and international borders as our agents follow leads in Houston, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Tampa, Florida, and internationally.
Investigators releasing a video they say Jabbar recorded of the French Quarter using meta glasses during a trip to New Orleans in October. Adding Jabbar also made a trip to New Orleans in November, both times staying in a rental home. Investigators say he also visited gun stores before the attack. Authorities have also shared images they say are of the suspect just before 2 a.m., placing the first improvised explosive device, or IED, which was inside a cooler, and then placing a second IED, also in a cooler, at 2:20 a.m. Investigators have recovered explosive devices from the home he rented and say Jabbar tried to burn the house down to hide evidence. Just after 3 a.m., police say Jabbar drove a rented pickup truck down Bourbon Street, killing 14 people and injuring dozens more. On Saturday, the community gathered to remember the victims. Louisiana's governor today read each of their names, telling some of their stories.
Like Tiger Besh, 27, from Lafayette, who played football at Princeton. Like Terrence Kennedy, who was one of 9 siblings. Like Latasha Polk of New Orleans, a mother of a 14-year-old, a certified nursing assistant.
He says flags will fly at half staff across all state buildings, and schools will be observing a moment of silence every day over the coming weeks, one for each of the victims. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, New Orleans.
Coming up here after the break, we'll take you on a bird's eye view of one nature preserve that has miles of trails and access to the Little Spokane River. That's coming up here.
And we'll also have your forecast. Temperatures staying fairly mild this evening. A low cloud cover, something that's going to be with us for a while. But we do have a chance to perhaps see the sun for a few minutes tomorrow. We'll talk about that and get you ready for the rest of the week coming up.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by Parker Subaru.
The New Year's Super Sale at Furniture Row has been extended. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or score 60 months, no interest. Say goodbye to tired old designs. And hello to killer looks. But hurry, the extended New Year's Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
I think it's important for us as tribal people to educate and inform others as to who we are and what we're about. We have a beautiful culture that we respect our lands, we respect our waters.
Our medical center serves Indian and non-Indian. We were the first one in the nation to do that.
We built the $25 million core center for the children.
We also house the Boys and Girls Club out of there.
Our employees here are friendly. It gives you that welcome home feeling.
When it comes to your health, put yourself in the driver's seat. As an older adult, you're at higher risk for severe flu and COVID. In fact, people 65 and older who didn't get last season's vaccines were twice as likely to wind up in the hospital. But you hold the key. Be ready for the road ahead by getting your updated flu and COVID vaccines. Risk less, do more.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
Attention cancer victims who use the weed killer Roundup. A federal jury unanimously found that Monsanto's popular weed killer Roundup was a substantial factor in causing cancer. You may be entitled to financial compensation. If you or a loved one used Roundup weed killer and were diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, call the number on your screen now.
Call 1-800-339-3149.
Station 51. Station 51. We have an emergency. Television is in dire need of help.
Why don't you just call a television repairman?
You just can't let this machinery intimidate you.
Emergency. Paramedics Johnny Gage and Roy DeSoto. Please report to MeTV immediately. Dr. Brackett, Dr. Early, and Nurse McCall are awaiting your arrival.
All right. We'll be there in a second.
Emergency.
Watch weekdays on MeTV 4.2.
The New Year Super Sale at Denver Mattress has been extended. So there's still time to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Firm for only $299.99 or score 60 months no interest and free shipping. Happy New Year from Denver Mattress.
Sunday Night Sports on 4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Starting this year, the city of Spokane will continue to pick up your yard waste, even here in the winter months. The pickup will happen between January 6th and January 10th. And it will depend on which day you have normal pickup scheduled. Just a reminder, green carts hold the food waste, the soiled paper, and yard waste. And this is an optional service that residents can add on to their normal garbage and recycling pickup. And with this mild weather we've been having, there's probably a lot of people who are out doing some yard work. Matt, you're one of them.
Boy, I've been kind of tempted to, but if it just there's so much mud right now with all the rain. Yeah. We need to dry out a little bit before we get into that type of stuff.
Getting too deep into it. I was just going to say, like the ponderosa trees, like sprinkling down all of those pine needles. Oh, huge relief to get those out. Now, so I'm really excited about this, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's right. We've talked a lot about your ponderosas. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about something else we're going to see a whole lot of here over the next few days, and well, surprise, surprise, it's fog. And I know I think it'll be kind of nice to have a little bit of more dry weather in our forecast, considering how wet it was to end the month of December. But I tell you what, the fog, it can be a real downer here as we enter the middle portion of winter. Areas highlighted in the yellow here signifying some fog or some very low cloud cover. The areas in the gray, cloud cover sitting on top of that, so our satellite can't see below, but you can see a little fog around the Pullman area down to the LC Valley, kind of poking out from underneath that cloud deck. So here's our simulation for our fog here as we head through the night. So we will see some clearing, and in fact, we have seen that a little bit around the Pullman area, but it is not going to last for long. We're going to see that fog redevelop and kind of strengthen a little bit as well as we head into the morning hours. And so everywhere, basically, from almost all the way to Vantage, up I-90 into the Spokane area, and then south through this area which has a dense fog advisory, down Highway 95, down Highway 195 through the Palouse region. Those areas want to plan a little bit of extra time because there's going to be some pretty thick fog out there with all of the moisture we have had recently. I think fog around the Spokane area lasts until at least 9 o'clock, probably going to be more like 10 on some of the higher benches before it starts to kind of lift into that low cloud cover. Temperatures will be hovering right around freezing, so yeah, you will need to warm up the car a little bit, use the remote start. For the afternoon, mostly cloudy conditions, but with a little north breeze, I think we've got a chance to clear things out, at least temporarily. And so, yeah, there is a chance for sun. That's going to be our best chance all week for Monday afternoon. And then as we see the sun set, well, our temperatures are going to drop very, very quickly with clear skies and north winds, bringing in some cooler, drier air. And you can see that right here as we get into Monday afternoon. Then you notice these kind of yellow colors taking shape. So this is a ridge of high pressure that's going to come in. It's going to put a lid on top of our atmosphere. And it also means that cloud cover, as we get into Tuesday, for the most part, not going to be going anywhere. Going to be some bluebird days, though, up at the ski areas. Then Wednesday, a weak little system tries to come through. I think we'll see a couple of snow flurries, but nothing major and nothing that's really going to mess up the roads or anything like that. It's a pretty weak system. Then as we get into Friday, this one is going to be a little more interesting. Not expecting anything major here, but likely going to see some mountain snow at the passes and for the ski areas. And we will likely see the potential for at least a little bit of light accumulation there. And that's really our only notable weather feature that we are tracking in the days to come here, is whatever we end up getting here on Friday. Because as we head into the weekend, well, you see things kind of head back to where they were before, which is fairly dry. Temperatures will be notably cooler in the mornings. We're going to end up kind of hovering a little bit above what our average is, which is a little bit cooler than what we've seen around here lately. So maybe turn the heat up one notch, as we'll see plenty of lows in the 20s for the next few days.
That might be the call there, Matt. Thanks for that. And with this dry weather, there's a good spot we encourage you to check out. It's time to go for a ride on the Air 4 drone. And this week, we're giving you a bird's eye view of one nature preserve that has miles of trails and access to the Little Spokane River. We're flying above Waikiki Springs, which is right behind Meade High School.
Welcome to the Waikiki Springs Nature Preserve. It's 95 acres here on the north shore of the Little Spokane River, between Dartford and the Kalispell Golf Course. This is an area where there are 114 acres of Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife land, in addition to the 95 acres of the Waikiki Springs Nature Preserve, which creates about a 200-acre open space for the community, the public, to come and recreate. Waikiki Springs comes from a geographic function where springs of aquifer water actually leak out of the hillside in quite a large volume, to be honest with you, and that recharges the Little Spokane River. So the trails here begin with the trailhead up off of Mill Road at the north end of Fairwood. Then the trail inventory begins with a road that the local longtime users call the Switchbacks, and that road allows you to walk down into this basin, and then you have a number of single track trails go around the property. It's one of the things that the Inland Northwest Land Conservancy is working on these 95 acres, is to come up with a trail plan and to improve the trails so that they're more user friendly. So the Inland Northwest Land Conservancy is a local land trust that has been in Spokane since 1991, and in that time we've conserved over 22,000 acres. We have a number of different nature preserves, from Reardon to Palisades neighborhood west of downtown, to this nature preserve, the Waikiki Springs Nature Preserve. This is just a beautiful place to come and park and go for a hike, bring your family. I just love the Little Spokane River. It's beautiful all 4 seasons and is very welcoming. It's full of nature, it's full of wildlife, from bald eagles in the area to moose, coyotes. You'll see lots and lots of different animals down here.
Wow, one of the many beautiful areas here that we are very fortunate to have. Microsoft is expected to spend some big money on artificial intelligence this year. The company said it's on track to invest approximately $80 billion to build out data centers. Those will be used to train AI models and deploy AI and cloud-based applications worldwide. In a blog post this week, Microsoft said more than half of that $80 billion investment will be made here in the United States. The company said the U.S. leads the global AI race right now and called on the incoming Trump administration and Congress to expand efforts to support the advancement of AI. After the break here, sports director Jack Wallace is going to be in studio bringing us the very latest from Seattle's regular season finale against the LA Rams. That's coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Not the best sound to start your day with, is it? Your next decision should be to call Precision. Our professionally trained technicians are here to provide you with award-winning service every time, so we can get you back up and running fast. Call or book online today.
Ready to enjoy a vacation close to home? Come stay for less and play for more at the Kootenai Casino. Right now, cozy up in a Kootenai Falls Lodge room for just $59 midweek and $89 on the weekends. An incredible bang for your buck. Join us in January at the Kootenai Casino and win this winter. Book your stay and play now. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
At St. Joseph's Indian School, we know that a Native American child's future depends on a strong foundation.
At St. Joseph's Indian School, they care for the kids.
Our students come from many places, seeking a good education, a safe place to learn, and Native American values that enrich their lives.
It's on us to teach our younger generations, our children.
At St. Joseph's Indian School, children get their best chance to succeed in life.
I like being here because I live and learn at St. Joseph's. When I'm here, I feel like I'm home.
Our children are our greatest endeavor. By investing in their education, we honor their past and secure their future. To learn more, go to stjo.org today.
Looking for a great new gym to start the new year and crush those New Year resolution goals? Let's go! For around $1 a day, you can get it all. Cycling, swimming, group fitness, and the best equipment in the region. So what are you waiting for? It's time to thrive in 2025. This week at Move Fitness.
Join the movement. We are strong and we'll get through this together, but these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
So no playoffs this season for the Seattle Seahawks, but they still have their pride on the line trying to get an upset win over division rival and NFC North champions, or NFC West champions, Los Angeles Rams today in California. Rams already locked into the playoffs. They would love a win over the Seahawks, their rival, but the same goes for the visiting team. 17-16 Seattle leading in the third. Red zone touchdown pass. Geno Smith over to A.J. Barner, scoring to extend the lead to 8. So now we're in the fourth quarter. Same score. Rams trying to bounce back. Jimmy G to the end zone. Tyler Johnson, touchdown, L.A. They'll have a field goal. They have a 25-24 lead. Seahawks, they got to reply to stay in it. Inside 4 minutes, Geno Smith, another touchdown. Noah Fant tumbling over. Go-ahead score. Seahawks holding on for the 30-25 win. They're now 10-7 to finish their year, improving on last year's 9-8 finish. Always great to earn the win. Does leave Seattle with the lowest draft pick of all non-playoff teams at number 18. Captain wide receiver Tyler Lockett is not retiring, but he could possibly be done in Seattle. Not sure about that yet, but they're going to need to rework as a team. They're home in first half season for next year. They finished 7-1 on the road, 6-2 in the second half of their schedule. Also around the NFL, some former Cougs making some serious action. We start with this massive tackle for loss, Frankie Louvu, that stuffed the Cowboys. Commanders end up winning 23-19. Later slate, Chargers at the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell throwing right to the defense. Dion Henley with the interception. That's two big defensive plays from the Cougs. Henley and his Bolts picking up a win over Vegas, 34-20, the final in Nevada. Washington State men's basketball beat the San Francisco Dons by 9 last night. That home game, frankly, never seemed that close, at least coming up in the second half. Cougs were up 11-0 early, but the game slipped away. It was 18-16 Dons later on. They led by 1 at the halftime break, but then WSU. They went on a run, 23-1 to storm out in front. A late lead they would not give up. All managed through the Juan Watts career game, 24 points, 12 rebounds. Late heroics, Nate Kalmisu entered the game with 10 to go in the second half. He had 4 early fouls, but Ethan Price, huge too with his 18 points. He spoke with us on how the game went so efficiently against one of the best teams in the conference.
But I just think we know what we have here, and we know that even without those 3-4 guys, we know that we have enough dudes to win games when we play well. And I think I feel like this team just has that underdog mentality. You know, we're coming in a lot of guys from, you know, the 3-4 guys that are from Eastern, and then you got a bunch of transfers that maybe at their old schools they didn't play as much. I think we all kind of come together and we have a chip on our shoulder, and I think that's what helps us win these games.
WSU's 13-3 record is their best start since 2006-2007 season. That year, Cougs earning a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament, 26-8 final record. They finished second in the Pac-10, number 13 in the final poll. Cougs next play the Pacific Tigers, and I don't want to be unkind, but they're just not too good so far this year. They've lost 9 straight games, 5-13 overall. They lost to Pepperdine their last game out. They ranked 9th out of the 11 teams in the conference in both scoring and points allowed. Second to last in the league in turnovers, blocks, assists, steals. Woof. Tip-off is back at Beasley Coliseum this Thursday night at 6:30. Spokane Chiefs are just now underway. No score yet here. in Spokane Arena, their last home Sunday game until March 16th, and they host the Kamloops Blazers. Tight 3-2 win last night. Chiefs are on a 2-1 record this season against the Blazers. Still waiting in that first period. We're going to be back after the break. Our last look at weather.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Bigfoot Mechanical.
Like amazing.
No more crying this new year about bad teeth. Renew Dental Implant Centers now have 2 breakthrough affordable solutions. Permanently fixed and removable options.
She has never been fully aware of how severe my dental problems were.
It's really exciting knowing that he's going to be able to actually smile. Wow. For the first time ever.
Take advantage of payments as low as $126 a month for full arch treatment at Renew. Call today.
This is the Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic, and it responds to snoring, so you don't have to. So no more nudging your partner or sleeping on the other side of the house, because the Tempur Ergo Smart Base actually detects snoring, then automatically adjusts to help reduce it all night, every night.
And for a limited time, save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
I felt like nobody wanted me. I was just felt like my life was already over.
I had nightmares every single day at my birth mom's house. It was just really scary for me living there.
My biggest fear was that I was gonna age out and not know how to be sufficient on my own.
At a certain age, like, they don't want you, you're troubled and stuff. But, like, inside I knew, like, I'm not a troubled kid. I know what I'm in for, like, why I'm here.
I was scared, I was lost, and I felt hopeless. Even if I wanted to be adopted, who would adopt a 17-year-old?
He deserves to feel happy, to feel loved, and I just wish I had gotten him sooner.
Does your family need a break from the daily routine?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. If you or someone you know needs a healthy dose of nature, visit discovertheforest.org and trade in the big screen for the big blue sky by visiting a local park or forest near you.
Hiking, picnicking, swimming, orienteering, climbing, admiring wildlife, or inhaling fresh air may result in heightened creativity, feelings of joy, harmony, satisfaction, and a euphoria that can only be explained as oneness with the natural world. Whoa.
And here's your forecast. Things looking a lot drier here over the next week. I think this is going to be about a 10-ish day stretch at least, where for the most part, we're going to be staying dry. So that takes us into mid-January. That takes us basically halfway through the winter season. So look at that. We're almost there.
We're so close. Maybe that small chance of snow, that might give us a little bit more of that white winter that we missed so dearly, but I don't know if we miss it at this point. I think we're all ready for that spring weather.
Yeah, this is about the time of year that the opinions turn.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you tonight.